Hello and welcome to Alternative Radio Cardiff. I am actually here with Dan Porter, who is the proprietor and owner of Porter's Bar, which was actually the inaugural Cardiff Life Awards winner in 2014, and actually voted the national runner-up and number one in the Observer's Best Place to Drink within Cardiff. So you can actually find Porter's Bar, the live music events and live music venue behind Motorpoint and just under what was the old Big Sleep Hotel.
That's correct.
That's exactly right. So Dan, how are you? You okay?
I'm all right, mate. I'm muddling through. Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, well, really good. I mean, we're still struggling with all this lockdown, aren't we? So
yeah, that's one word for it. Yeah.
I mean, and thanks so much for coming on the show. I mean, one of the things we wanted to get on our show is also the the owners and the business leaders of the bars that really do create the culture of Cardiff. Get to know you a little bit, sort of how Porter's came about, and also where you want to take it, and also of course we'll get on to the nitty gritty of what's happened during COVID. So.
Okay.
I mean, Dan, really, I just want to sort of find out, Porter's Bar, I've been here a number of times.
You have, yeah.
It's great. And obviously, with no relation as well. My name is Josh Porter, but there is no relation that I'm aware of.
No, I don't think so, mate, no.
No, you never know.
I think you've got very different genes to me, mate.
Very possibly, very possibly. So, yeah, Dan, I mean, how did this all come about then? I mean, how did Porter's Bar end up where it is?
Okay. Well, for 12 years, I was messing about, trying to do as little as possible as an actor. So that was my chosen profession. And then towards the end of my, I use the term loosely, career, I had some nice work, some acting work that paid quite well. And I thought, right, I can cling on here, waiting for the phone to go, or I can quit while I'm marginally ahead. So I did that and thought about what else I had a passion for. And I realised my other passion, probably my main passion, was pubs. So I opened a bar.
Okay, and this is your first bar that you've opened?
This is my bar, my first bar, my only bar.
Oh, right, okay. And
Yeah.
what sort of, so, I mean, I've got to touch on the acting. I mean, is there any, can we recognise you in anything? Can we see you in anything? Or?
I don't like to talk about it. There's various bits and bobs, but I made a living out of it for 12 years. But I don't think I've ever been asked for my autograph.
Oh, right, okay. Well, I'll try and dig up some acting from Dan Porter's first to show.
Okay.
I mean, so when you opened up a bar, obviously I think your bar is very, very unique in Cardiff at the moment, because although it is a live music events bar, there seems to be, what's the best way to put it? There's definitely like a community or a culture that sort of come here to me. There's a definite like sort of style of customer that you get. Is that sort of...
Yeah, I think that's generally a good kind of assessment of the place. I like to think that our customer base is broad, that we genuinely get all sorts and all types from all age groups, which is lovely. And it's nice to see people that you wouldn't automatically assume would mingle naturally. Mingling naturally.
Yeah, it's definitely got a great vibe in it. I mean, you do a number of live events, but I mean, when you set up your pub, I mean, what was your sort of vision for what Porter's Bar, what Porter's Bar to be?
Well, I know it's a cliche, but I always kind of thought that that cheersy sort of notion of a place where everyone knows your name. That was kind of one of the inspirations from the mood board when I was kind of cobbling it together. It's based on places that I went to when I was a drama student or an actor. Those kind of slightly dirty, rough around the edges. Places where it's just a nice, warm, welcoming atmosphere. I think we've been largely successful in achieving that. Yeah,
I mean, I 100% agree. I mean, of all the bars that I've been in Cardiff, they've all got their own sort of selling point, for instance. But I sort of stumbled across this place, as you know, many years ago. You see me, my largeness, knocking around your pub, probably trying to crack onto the singers.
Almost certainly.
Almost certainly. But so I mean, it's definitely got that warmth, and it's a definite. I mean, it's a very welcoming place as well, with a lot of vibe. And so you've got a lot of live music bands here as well. You do sort of, it's just, from the Sunday you've got the quiz going on, and then you've got open mic is on the Mondays, is that right?
Open mic is the Tuesdays,
and bandyoke on the Wednesdays, is that right?
Well, bandyoke tends to be every third Friday of the month. It was Wednesdays, but Wednesdays now we're kind of trying to sort of dip our more than our toe in the water of doing what I would call original gig type gigs, rather than the sort of Saturday weekend bands that tend to be more sort of party bands. So we're trying to kind of open up, diversify a little bit there. And I'm 42, mate. I'm kind of very quickly becoming irrelevant. So I'm trying to make make sure the youngsters come through and and make sure this place is still relevant.
Oh, fair enough. I don't know if 42 is too old. I mean, I'm life starts at 30.
Wait till you're 42, mate.
Yeah, wait till 42. I guess so. Okay, so you've got a lot of these, a lot of bands coming through this place, So, and I've seen some amazing singers in here. You actually had one of your managers was an amazing singer as well, Genevieve.
Genevieve,
sorry.
Genevieve still hosts the open mic.
Yeah.
Every Tuesday. Yeah, she's great. I mean, I would say the majority, if not of all of the guys who work here, have some kind of role or involvement in live music or theatre or the arts in general. They're not just kind of, I say this with respect, not just working in the bar because they want to work in a bar. They're doing it because they have bigger ambitions beyond what they have to do right now just to make ends meet.
Okay, fair enough. And I suppose, what's your vision then? I mean, obviously, so how long has Porter's Bar been open, really?
So Porter's opened in 2012, so we are 8 years old next month.
And what do you see yourself sort of coming into? I mean, you've obviously transitioned from like just your pub into the live music event that we all sort of knew and loved before obviously the lockdown came, which we'll get on to in a minute. But taking that lockdown aside, I mean, what would you like to see Porter's become, if or turn into?
That's a really good question. I'm not sure how much further I can take it. I mean, we do have something on pretty much every night of the week. 9 times out of 10 that will be live music, but we have over the years done things like stand-up comedy nights, sketch comedy nights. We've had various sort of talky events in the vein of the TEDx talks and things like that. So I think we covered quite a sort of a broad spectrum of activity. We do have in, I suppose, what you'd call a function room, we do have now a permanent year-round professional theatre.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So we have the other room. So they're always kind of, there's always activity. Well, there's a lot of activity in there throughout the year. So I'm not really sure how much more juice I can squeeze out of this particular orange.
My next question would be then, obviously we've had our feathers ruffled a little bit with this lockdown, and I guess you guys have not really, you've had it hardest. So I mean, do you want to talk about sort of what lockdown's done and whether that's going to reshape how you progress with Porters?
Well, I don't think I think everyone rather obviously has been affected by this. So I'm not sat at home, sort of crying into my pillow or anything like that. What's happened has happened. It's frustrating. I think the largest frustration for me has been maybe a month ago we thought, well, there's potential, there's maybe a chink of light at the end of the tunnel where we might be able to bring some form of live music back or some kind of live event back, and obviously the way things are going right now, that seems further away than ever. I think I don't want to say it's hit us harder than anyone else, because that isn't true, and that's not fair. I think because of geographically where we're based, we're not really in town, we're on the outskirts of town, and the fact there's no other bars around us, people choose to come here for their evening rather than pop into Porters for one, go next door. That doesn't really happen. It tends to be that people have made up their mind.
It's a destination, isn't it? I mean, I've we've always thought, we'll go to Porters for the night rather than just stay for one and then head into town.
Yeah, well, I think that's true. I think a lot of people do that. So obviously, it's a very hard sell getting people, for lots of various reasons, to come across town to this place when there's nothing really to draw.
Well, I mean, that's the sort of one of our missions really, is to sort of direct traffic this way as well, and get people to know that there are little gems, literally in the corner of Cardiff, which have got some of the biggest and most vibrant atmospheres, and definitely some of the better places to go. But
well, yeah, Josh, I think we're awesome.
Yeah, you are. Awesome, yeah. I mean, I'm a big
fan. We hold our own amongst the bigger boys, and people have been doing it for longer than us, and many people do things a lot better than us. In terms of the lockdown affecting us, it's affected us hugely. But who hasn't it affected hugely?
Very, very true. I mean, have you ever thought about sort of how you might? Have you thought about how you might structure a live event? With these restrictions in place.
Well,
do you remember the old jazz sort of nights, maybe there'll be like a piano and a singer in the corner, and then it'll be quite like, there'll be like tables and everything, like seated people listening. And
yeah, I thought about a lot of things, and obviously we have certain events that have a very definite audience, and certain events that are livelier and more energetic than others. I've been thinking about things I could bring back. There's probably a sort of a hierarchy of events I want to bring back first, and then one after that. So I have been thinking about it. I don't really have any answers because this situation is ever evolving. I'm not sure what appetite there would be right now for live music. I know people are missing live music. Whether that would be enough in this next sort of month or 2 month period to make people go, oh yeah, let's go out for that. It's very hard. It's very hard when people are kind of restricted to sitting down, where really they want to be up and dancing and singing along. Something like a jazz night could work. Whether it would be worth it is an unfortunate question I have to ask myself as a business owner, because obviously we pay the musicians. We've always paid musicians, and rightly so. It would be a case of assessing each situation and seeing what could work, what we could make work, and what would be worth it.
And you're currently open at the moment, aren't you? You're still. Well,
we're open just on weekends, just Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Just because, as I was saying earlier, there's all our Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night events are cancelled. We can't do them, so therefore there's not really much draw to come out, and people can be entertained sat on their sofa these days. So
very true. Well, what we'll do is we'll stand by and we'll look for the progression of the situation. Obviously, we'll be looking to support porters, so please do come down on the weekends if you are looking at venturing into town and checking it out. It's open from 5 till 10.
That's correct, yeah.
And then obviously the hours they vary once we're back up and running. So Dan, thank you so much for coming on to Alternative Radio Cardiff, and you'll probably be hearing a lot more of us as well. So yeah, thanks very much.
My pleasure, mate. Nice to see you.
Brilliant.